Hi, my name is Marilyn Devonish, and I'm going to be taking you through a very short introduction to Hawaiian Huna. In terms of myself, I'm the founder of transformationstm.com, which is a coaching and training organization. I specialize in working with both individuals and organizations, so anything about accelerating performance, mindset, when I'm working with individuals, letting go of limiting beliefs and the stuff that holds people back. And in an organizational context, it's really about leadership development, change management, and accelerating change and transformation and performance. And I'm going to be talking to you today about Hawaiian Huna, which is one of the modalities that absolutely blew me away when I first started using it and came across it back in October 2000. This video overview is really just very quickly looking at the key components of Hawaiian Huna and some of the things that it's most known for. If you wanted the longer 50-minute version, then go to YouTube. There is another video on there where I go into detail about the things that I'm glossing over and whizzing through today. So we look at the origins of Huna and the lineage. We're looking at my experience of Huna magic and what it was about it that absolutely blew me away. We go into a little bit more detail about the symbols and the elementals, and I give you an example of how that works. Also show you how to, give you ideas about using Huna in client practice. And on the longer version of the video, there are also some exercises around heart breathing, around looking at how you can use things like Ho'oponopono, and also showing you some of the symbols as well. So that's the longer version. This is just a very sort of quick introduction for people who are a little bit more pushed for time and just want a quick overview. So basically, in a nutshell, what is Huna? Well, Huna is an ancient Hawaiian physical and emotional healing practice. And the word Huna means concealed or secret knowledge. And I'll tell you a little bit more about why it was secret and concealed in a moment. And it's a way of empowering both yourself and others to remove energetic blocks and also get a greater and deeper connection to who you are and the world around you. And it works with something called mana, which the Hawaiians call the life force energy. It also works with the elements, and it also works with symbols. And as I said, in the longer version of this, we'll look at those in a bit more detail. In terms of the Huna origins and lineage, it's said to date back some 35,000 years. So it's been around for a long time. And in 750 AD, the teachings flourished as a form of personal and spiritual development and healing. So whereas today, some of the stuff I've done, I'm a master practitioner and trainer of NLP and hypnosis and timeline therapy. I also do things like EFT and DNA theta healing and emo trance and energetic NLP and access consciousness, and of course, Huna. And that's our modern day sort of personal and spiritual development, and Huna was one of the forerunners to that. And it was deemed illegal in 1820 because when Hawaii was colonized, the people who took over the islands, the Westerners, or as the Hawaiians would call them, the Howleys, they didn't understand what the Hawaiians were doing. They didn't understand the chanting. They didn't understand the symbols. They didn't understand the way they worked with the breath and the energy. And because they didn't understand it, and they were probably fearful, as many people are when there's something new they don't understand, they just outlawed it and made it illegal. And believe it or not, it was only openly practiced since early 1980. So if I had tried to go over in, 1975 and study Huna, I would have definitely risked a fine and maybe even been facing imprisonment. So it's been around for a long time. However, it's only in recent times started to surface and be practiced openly. In terms of Huna itself, it works with what we call the elementals. So earth, water, fire, air, and space. And the space is one of the things that's really important in Huna. It's called the Io, because if you haven't got space, there is no room for movement. There's no room for growth. So we look at those in a bit more detail on the longer video. There are also the Huna symbols, and these are the things that I use all the time with my clients. and there are 36 symbols in total. They are related to the elemental, so there's water, fire, earth and space and that sort of thing. Some of them are quite dramatic. One of my favourite symbols that I probably use the most often, it says thunder comes down from the heavens and strikes the earth and makes the earth shake. So when my clients are stuck, where they can't get out of a certain way of thinking, if the energy and the emotions have become blocked, we use that symbol really just to shake things up and move them. There's also, I love working with uli, and there's a particular symbol which is about bringing down calmness and righting the wrongs of the past. And that's again that I will use very often to get my clients centered. There's another beautiful one about opening up and revealing secrets. So if my clients are consciously not aware of what's going on for them, they're not sure what the underlying issues are, they can't get to the root cause, and we use that particular symbol to open them up. And on the longer recording, we'll do a few of the symbols so you can hear what they're like, and also share with you the impact that that has on people. Even if they don't know what the symbols are, they will often feel the heat or the water or the sense of grounding. It's uncanny. So those are, some of the symbols. Huna also works with what we call the Avaiku, and the Avaiku are the Huna guides. And I sort of said they're assigned to you, but basically your Avaiku will choose you on initiation. And so there's a whole process that you go through. When I went over to Hawaii, you get initiated into your guides. And it's your guides that help you carry out remote energy work. And it's your guides that help you carry out the clearing work. And again, we talk a little bit more about those on the longer recording. One of the things that Huna has become quite well known for is something called Ho'oponopono, or the forgiveness process. And that's about letting go of old energetic ties and connections and really things that keep you stuck and keep you blocked in the past. Because when the Hawaiians work with the mana energy, they also believe that there are arca connections or energetic connections that connect you to all of the people, all of the places and all of the things that you come into contact with. And so Ho'oponopono is about cutting those old ties and connections, remaking them afresh and remaking them anew. And it means that you can let go of old baggage and move on with a sense of clarity and filling yourself up with your own energy and beliefs rather than being stuck in the past. So again, we talk a bit more about that in the longer version of this video, which is available on YouTube. In terms of why Huna, just very briefly, it's allowed me to work really powerfully with my clients. It's so simple, yet so powerful. And it's a brilliant way of unlocking energy and beliefs without getting into the story. And as I said, I use it remotely, which is one of the things I really love about it. And it works immediately with no client effort. All the client has to do is give me their permission, and then the rest is just amazing. And I just want to share with you, before we wrap this introduction up, very quick example of what I mean by that. I had a friend who phoned me up. She had broken up with her boyfriend. She was feeling suicidal. She had not been sleeping for the last couple of weeks. She was drinking at that point. She was crying. She phoned me up. She said, I'm going to kill myself and I just wanted to say goodbye. And me, being the lovely friend that I am, said, well, could you not kill yourself until tomorrow? Give me a chance to do some energy work with you tonight. And I said, is it okay if I send my Huna guides over? And this was quite late at night, probably around about 11 o'clock. Couple of things I needed to do first. So I finished those off and I thought, right, I'll do that. And I went upstairs, and I have to be honest, I fell asleep. And I woke up bolt upright at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's like, oh my God, I didn't do the Huna. So I sat in bed, got a connection to her, the representation of her higher self, sent some of the symbols over, and then I asked my Avaiku, my Huna guides, to go over and complete that process. And I went back to sleep. The next morning I came down, there was an email from this person. She was saying, number one, oh, I'm so sorry about last night. I was drunk. I'm really embarrassed. Hope you forgive me. And then she said something which I heard the Twilight Zone music at this point. She says, this is the part where you tell me that you didn't do anything. But last night at 3 o'clock in the morning, I just suddenly felt really peaceful, really calm. And I had the best night's sleep that I've had in weeks. And that's the point where I said, oh my God, you're not going to believe this. And then I relayed what happened at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I had sent her symbols for being calm. I'd sent her symbols for being more peaceful. I'd sent her symbols for being more grounded. And everything I had sent over was exactly what she experienced, even in her drunken state, even in her suicidal state. And that was years ago now. That was probably, oh gosh, let me think. Probably around about 2002 stroke 2003, so a long time ago now. And that was when I was just getting started with Huna. And I thought, my God, if this is what happens when I'm just starting with Huna, I need to take this stuff more seriously. I need to get myself over to Hawaii and I need to study this stuff, which is exactly what I did. So that's just a little taster of what you can do with Huna. Now, if you want any further information about anything that I've touched on, number one, go to YouTube, find the longer 50-minute video because it's all in there. The reason I've done a short version is because I've had a few people complaining, well, I don't want to sit and watch something for 50 minutes. I'm like, oh, for goodness sake. So I've done a short version for people who just want a little taster, but the longer version is there. Also, if you've got any questions or any queries about anything that I've touched on or anything else that I've, is available, you can email me, Marilyn at transformationstm.com, and it's Marilyn, Marilyn, at, and Transformations TM is one word, that's TRANCEFORMATIONS, TM as in trademarks, and Marilyn at transformationstm.com is the email. The website is www.transformationstm.com. You can phone me, but to be honest, I'm out and about a lot, speaking, training, working with clients. I prefer not to have to waste my time dialing into a voicemail, writing down voicemail messages, so email is my preferred method of communication. Also, I know we haven't touched on it yet, but in the 90-minute video, I'm talking about the Ho'oponopono. I'm talking more about energy, how to replenish your energy. I'm showing you how to do the ha breathing. There's also some kind of meditative practices you can use. And I've already done a free 90-minute MP3, which is a guided process taking you through a lot of the Huna processes. And I created it because people are always saying, how did you go from needing to sleep 12 to 15 hours a day to now only needing to sleep 3 or 4 hours a day? So that's the reason I put it together. However, it contains a lot of the Huna stuff. So if you want that, go to my website, click on the resources tab, and you'll find a load of free stuff that you can download. It's completely free. You just need to put in a valid email address and it will send you a password. There are other videos in the Mind Masterclass series. So I've done one about public speaking and tips for the terrified. And that's where I'm sharing how I overcame my fear and terror of public speaking. So that one's already up on YouTube. As I said, there's the introduction to Huna, which is a 50-minute version of this video. Also going to be doing an introduction to Access Consciousness, because people are often saying, okay, what is Access and what the heck is that crazy statement, right and wrong, good and bad, all 9 pod box, shorts, boys and beyond. So I shall put a video together for that. I've also recently, going back to my roots, I did tarot probably about 15 years ago, but I've recently kind of doing a certification class with Doreen Virtue about angel readings, and people have been blown away by the feedback that's been popping up, and I've been putting on Facebook about how uncannily accurate my readings are, and oh my God, it's spooky. So I'm going to do a little video about what are angel card readings so people get a bit more awareness of that. Also, maybe look at the archetypal journey or the hero's journey, which is a really fascinating piece that charts what you go through in your entire lifetime. And some people will make several hero's journeys. Other people, they're on the same journey for their entire life. So I'll put a video together for that because it's fascinating. I'll also do something about photo reading. And just to say, photo reading isn't about reading faces. It isn't about reading photographs. It's basically, in a nutshell, an accelerated learning and reading technique about how to get through written information more quickly and be able to remember and recall what you've said. So typically it takes about 5 minutes to photo read a whole book from start to finish, and then you're learning strategies to be able to remember and recall what you've read. And it's amazing for opening up the intuition. It's incredible for enhancing creativity. Of course, the byproduct is you improve your memory, and it goes way beyond reading. And photo reading is one of the things that I do now, so that when I am standing up doing presentations, I can do it without the use of notes. I just get up and deliver whatever it is I need to deliver. So I'll do a little video on that. And I will probably also do something on clearing out old emotional baggage, the stuff that keeps people repeating the same patterns and mistakes and keeps people stuck in the past. So I'll put something together around that as well, because for me, that's where my journey started. So that's a little bit about what's already out there and what's coming up. If you're interested, keep an eye on my YouTube channel, keep an eye on the resources page on my website. You're going to find more information about that. So I just want to say thank you for joining me for this very short introduction to Hawaiian Huna. As I said, my name is Marilyn Devonish, and I very much look forward to connecting with you in future. If we're on Facebook, then pop to my wall and say hi. I'm also on Twitter, and Facebook and Twitter is just /Marilyn Devonish. So I very much look forward to connecting with you. I hope you found this short introduction useful, and please feel free to look at the other stuff that I've created. Thank you.